3 of the 4 suspects accused of the murder of Sindiso Magaqa have been granted 5,000 rand bail each. Magaqa, who was an ANC councilor, was shot a few kilometers away from his home in KwaZulu-Natal back in 2017. Vanessa Burger is an independent community activist for human rights and social justice. She has a lot more questions than answers following the granting of that bail. Thank you very much, Vanessa, for joining us this afternoon. Perhaps just a brief background in terms of why this case matters so much to you.
Well, it shouldn't just matter to me. It should matter to everyone in South Africa, actually, because, you know, political assassinations, killings of this nature, are a direct threat to our democracy, well, what's left of our democracy, to socio-economic stability and to national security even. So they don't only affect, you know, the immediate people concerned, the affected parties, the family. It should be of public interest generally. You know, when these kind of things happen and justice is not seen to be being done, and there's a lot of sort of smoke and mirrors going on around the details of the case, it raises a lot of very worrying questions about what is actually happening in our judiciary, and we all need to stand up and take notice.
Let's start with that. You questioned the speedy judgment that was handed down against the pair yesterday.
Yes, it's very because it would appear that the magistrate didn't apply his mind sufficiently in this matter. The safety of family members, people who are close to the case, should be of paramount concern. And there's been a lot of reports in the media and also complaints sent directly to the relevant authorities regarding whistleblowers, you know, the protection of whistleblowers in the Umzinkulu corruption matter. And these people have still not been afforded protection, and now the accused have been released. So it's a major concern for, you know, the safety of what is going on with this. And also, you know, another aspect that is of concern is the people who were in court when the decision was made. It would appear that the magistrate made the decision very quickly after the hearing was concluded and then read out the judgment, which sort of happened in minutes. A lot of people want to know now how was that judgment actually written so quickly? You know, did the judge apply his mind? How did that happen?
You also question why Ikopo Magistrates Court was specifically chosen to hear this application. What is strange about that? Yes,
well, it would appear that with a bail application, you know, when you are appealing a bail application, it has to be made with the same court that the original bail was declined at. So obviously in this case, the previous magistrate appeared to have security concerns. It was alleged that he fears for his life. So presumably that is why the case was moved to Ikopo. But then Ikopo is not very far from Umzinkulu, so then that also raises questions about why this particular court was chosen. Is it for security reasons because it's only just over 20 kilometers from the original where the case was originally heard? So also more questions, more sort of an unknown smokescreen, you know, around this whole matter. You know, when combined with issues that have already been aired in the media about crime intelligence's role in this, where rogue agents allegedly bought guns and vehicles and paid for hitmen to actually do the hit on Mr. Magaqa is a huge concern, and we seem to be getting no closer to the truth and no closer to resolving the matter.
And on that, you ask a question of the police minister in a media briefing in 2018. He said that they're still searching for the masterminds who called for what he termed a hit.
Sorry, can you just repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
You're asking questions of the police minister, Begicele, during a briefing in 2018. He said that police are still searching for the masterminds of what he termed then as a hit. What questions are you asking to the minister?
Yes, well, a further concern was the fact that the late Harry Gwala mayor was arrested in connection with this case, and also the municipal manager of Mthimkhulu, and then charges were withdrawn against them. So now this raises questions about how strong is the case. Who are the masterminds behind it? If these guys were not the masterminds, in the case the charges were withdrawn, presumably they weren't. So why were they arrested, and are the police doing what they're supposed to be doing? It would appear not. In this case, and also in many of the other political killings cases in KZN, there was a space around that same time of the quite high-profile politicians being arrested in connection with certain assassinations, and then suddenly charges being withdrawn against them. The head of the NPA had concerns at the time, Mr. Terry, and we heard about how she was asking for an investigation into what had happened, why did it happen. The public must be kept updated with what is going on with these cases. It just raises further concerns, and also it actually undermines the judiciary further. So it's a major concern.
Vanessa Burger, thank you very much for joining us, independent community activist for human rights and social justice.